What's going on, guys? We are Southwest Active Explorers, and today we're doing a CJ7 swap.
We're CJ7 swapping this LS, dog.
Oh, that was it.
What's going on, guys? We are Southwest Active Explorers, and today we're LS swapping this CJ7. If you're new to the channel and you're into off-roading, rock crawling, or all things Jeep, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We got a whole bunch of off-roading videos and Jeep content. Today, we're going to put this LS motor in this CJ7, and we're throwing in with it a custom-built 4L60E. We're going to be building a custom rock crawler. This is the first step so that we can move on to doing other things like the axles. Anyhow, let's get started putting this in. To do this swap, we're using a set of mounts from Dave's Unlimited Customs. I spent a lot of time in the forums, and people said that this particular mount is best when it comes to having the most amount of room for clearing different headers and just a really good mount to use. I'm very pleased with the quality of it. Very nice craftsmanship. They've got some really nice looking welds holding this thing together. So we're going to bolt these up to the motor and lift her up in the air and see how she fits. What we ended up doing was mocking up the motor in place for where it would end up getting mounted so that we could know where we had to grind down and prep the metal. This worked out really well for us, as we quickly found out we had to add some hydraulic fluid to the engine hoist we were using, as it was really low and could barely pick up that motor and transmission combination. After prepping the metal surface, it was time to stab the motor for the second time this day. As you can see, the cherry picker was still struggling, so we had to assist it with a floor jack. While positioning the engine, we took our time to eyeball things as much as needed, as we wanted to get it in exactly the right spot, because we only wanted to weld these mounts on once. We also ended up using C-clamps to help the mounts sit as flush as possible.
So what do you do whenever you run out of C-clamp and you're trying to LS swap your CJ? Well, you use a ball joint press, of course.
Status update. These mounts are awesome. They get it lined up in a really good looking spot. There's a hole in the frame rail. They say go 4 1/4 inches back. We actually got it 5 inches back, which will give me a little bit extra room up here and just help move that weight further back. We got everything clamped in place really well and getting ready to burn it on. We'll just show you what these mounts look like and how it's all sitting. Believe it or not, this is actually the second time we have attempted to do this job. The first time we found out my CJ is not actually on a CJ frame. We ended up discovering it's sitting on a YJ frame, and we had to get the appropriate mounts for the YJ frame. Once we had it positioned exactly where we wanted it, it was time for my favorite part of any build, getting out my archaic welder and laying some beads down. I was a little bit nervous, as I've never done anything quite as important as this before, such as putting the engine in its final resting place and basing the entire build off of that. Overall, I'm incredibly pleased with how the engine sat in there using these mounts. Well, we got her in there. It honestly went without too much difficulty. Really happy with how easily that went in there. Pretty pleased with the mounts I bought to make it happen. Anyways, we got a lot more building on this thing to do, but this is going to wrap up this video. If you liked what you saw, if you want to see this custom CJ7 buggy rock crawling, or even getting built, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and come back next time. Thank you.